small my back, and I said something to the funeral director. I was like, don't worry, they don't feel it.
They don't feel it.
As a child, I always knew that I liked getting up in front of people and making them laugh, telling stories. I was the kid that used to say, okay, after dinner, everybody come on in the living room. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to do something. But I mean, it was one of those things that I was always wanting to do and got pleasure from. I can't say that there was one specific moment that I said, oh, I have to be an actress. For me, the biggest obstacle is myself. And you know, I'm a what they call a mature, sometimes they call elderly person in this field. Say anybody over 50 is up there. But it's taken this long to realize that you can't be so caught up in your ego and worrying about, well, how does this look, or thinking, oh, I did a bad job. Now I'm finally at the point where I can go into an audition and then after it's over, say, well, that was fun, and get on with it. And if I get the part, fine. If I don't, I know there are a whole host of reasons why that could be the case. But in the past, I have been my biggest obstacle, and that's clear. My dream role is to have a recurring part in a TV series so that I can really work with that character. The best things that have happened to me are when I create a character and people believe it to the point that they're surprised that I really don't look like that person or behave like that person. I actually went to Vassar to be a drama major, and Jean Arthur, she was a leading comedic actress, kind of took me under her wing. She also took Meryl Streep under her wing. And maybe that was a turning point for me. I steered away at that point, seeing someone that was so focused in being an actress, and I had other interests. But since then, recently, I've gone to the Atlantic Acting School in New York for a summer program. I've taken improv at UCB and Magnet. In Philadelphia, there's some really good training. I went to Playhouse West, and I've worked with Kenneth McGregor, who's a wonderful teacher. Even took a course or two at the Walnut Street Theater, so Philly has some really good resources. But otherwise, I've had some training in New York. I played Fanny Goldstein in a movie called Ghost Goggles, and I really was that character. And the neat thing about it was that it's a family movie with children, and so the children that were in the film never called me anything but Mrs. Goldstein, even when we were at craft services or whatever. But when I actually saw the movie at the screening, and some people can't watch themselves, but I did, and it was an out-of-body experience. I was Fanny, and then I got such a good reinforcement by all the people that saw the film. They said, you were terrific. You know, that felt good. That, you know, I don't need an Academy Award. I mean, at my stage, just having an audience tell me that they thought I was very good. So that was a highlight. I mean, I like to think that I have an incredible range. I don't know if everybody has that. I can play anything from 48 to death, you know, and I have. One movie, I'm in a casket, which was very uncomfortable. And I can play different types of characters. I've been a hooker, or we call it a senior lady of the evening. I played a nun. I do a lot of mother roles. Recently, I realized, because I did spend 30 years as an attorney, that I do well with judge roles and prosecutors. I actually last week had an audition for, it's a TV show called Mr. Robot. They asked me to audition as the chairman of the SEC. And in the day, I would have loved to actually have been the chairman of the SEC. But now I get to maybe play it. We'll see what happens. The first person that I studied with in New York was Bruce Ornstein. And he told me, you have to make a choice and commit to it, whatever it is. And that has always been in the back of my mind. Whenever I go to an audition, whenever I create a character, you have to make a strong choice and commit to it. And I try to always remember to make strong choices, whatever I do. For me, at this point, success is just when people want to work with me. And I love it. And it's been happening more and more, but that's how I know I'm on my way to better things.